Okay. Oh, sorry. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Hi.
Hi,
Yes.
did you see the voice shift? Did you guys all see the voice shift?
Yes.
Yeah,
It's my
nice.
podcast voice. Obviously, I can't like shouting in my home voice,
Yeah.
girl.
Right before we could dive into today's topic, I
Yeah.
was thinking about how this one particular incident made me really think deep.
Which incident is this? Because
know,
we're
one of our
always
friends-
incidental, girl.
Always happening. About this one time when we were with our friend and how she was driving in her car and she was going somewhere.
Oh, when we were shooting here?
Yeah, when we
Yeah,
were
when I
shooting
snapped it
here.
up and they know.
Yeah. So how she was feeling bad for people who were like, she was in her car comfortable in the AC and it was like obviously sweltering summer. And she saw these people who were outside walking and crossing the road and all of that. And she felt bad, like, oh my God, okay, I'm in a car sitting comfortably, still complaining about the weather. But then there are these people who are crossing the road.
Yeah.
Which is definitely, it can make you feel a certain way. But, the emotion that she felt, right? That she felt bad that they had that life and she had it good. It made me wonder as to how many of us actually are in that frequency with or without our knowledge, feeling bad and feeling guilty for living like a comfortable life. I wouldn't say this is not, it's very easy for somebody to say, yeah, easy for you to say sitting in your podcast studio on the couch. But I'm talking about everyone in some situation or the other has it better than another person.
This is exactly why I snapped at her also that day. I didn't snap at her like a mean person. I was like, oh, come on, Renu, just stop it. Like, you know why? I feel honestly, we have been told, we've been conditioned in certain way for years on end, for generations on end, that if you are grateful, you should be satisfied. Right? Like, so why the person crossing the road could be me as well? Like, we do
100%,
walk,
I'm
but
crossing
then
the road every day.
but we are kind of wired in a way in our head, our conditioning and our upbringing and all has been wired in a way where if you want more out of this life, you're just ungrateful. Which is, I think, the biggest lie that we've ever been told ever since we were children were like, if you're grateful, you should be satisfied for what you have. And I think
be grateful for what
you have is,
I think that's every household's dialogue,
right? Like, that's something that we're breaking in our house too, but we kind of like say it in another way right now. We say, you are privileged, so do something with that privilege. I think that's the narrative. But then what if being grateful and still wanting more for yourself is you being aware of what you want or like what you deserve or like a form of self-respect, right? Like, for instance, what I'm trying to tell is I'm so grateful for everything in my life currently. Like the studio we have right now, we were shooting in random places and our team would not have space to eat. Today when we shot and like all chilling after the shoot and when all of us were eating together, it truly felt I'm so grateful for this place. I'm so grateful for how far Dore has come. I'm so grateful for the way I have like, collected myself and been there like a strong pillar for my kids and everything. But what if I want more? Right? Like, what if I want more out of this podcast too? Like, yeah, I have a great space, but where am I heading with it? I want more impact.
You can always just want more.
Exactly.
However that more is, in whatever shape, type, kind, however it is, you
I
can
want
always
Dore
want
to be
more.
completely, miraculously, amazingly, yeah, he's going to have that scar, but himself and with that kind of blind wanting more is what has gotten me this far. Like, so yeah, I guess that brings us to
today's topic, which is, but first let's say, welcome to Two Peas in a Pod. And in today's episode, we are talking about something that we absolutely love, and we practice on a daily basis. It's gratitude. So today's episode is about being grateful and still wanting more.
Exactly.
And I think it's absolutely legitimate to want more, even though you're grateful. Being grateful and saying, okay, be grateful for the life you have. Just be content with what you have. It's almost like, just restricting your life and how much more you can be, the potential that your life has. And I think that's really unfair because we as humans have infinite potential. Our lives have infinite potential to keep getting better on a daily basis. And I think it's absolutely okay to say, hey, my life is great. I'm so grateful for what I have. But I feel like it can be just a little better. And if you're not in that place of saying you want it to be better or wanting something to be better, you are just very complacent, I feel. And I think you get stagnant. Yeah, exactly. You settle. So more often than not, it's not just being content. I feel like it's just settling. Maybe that settling feels really comfortable. Maybe it's like a safe zone. Maybe it's not, pushing your boundaries, and you don't expect too much out of yourself or, your life or others that you live with. But I think that is the biggest risk of them all, not wanting more and just saying,
Yeah.
hey, I'm grateful. And it's actually not just gratitude, it's just you settling, calling it that. I mean,
Yeah,
just
you have
lying under
everything.
the blanket of gratitude.
Yeah.
But I think you should be ambitious. Why can't, like, gratitude and ambition go hand in hand?
That's the thing. So gratitude is basically uh, savoring what you have and grounding force. That's what gratitude is.
Definitely.
I think it grounds you. Like every day morning when you wake up and say your gratitude, even on your worst days, it just means you're more grounded. I remember how grateful we were even 2 years ago when things were so bleak. I remember waking up and writing down 3 things I'm grateful for, and that was such a grounding force for me at that point of time. Because it was so easy to go down a spiral and be like, what is happening, and like, why is this happening, and all of that. But you wake up and you write, okay, today I'm breathing, today I pulled myself together, today he crossed this hurdle, today he came off the ventilator. Those concentrating on small things like gratitude grounded me, but ambition was growth. But I didn't stop at that. I was like, he is going to come back better. He is going to be the father, not just as in a relationship manner way, even for myself. Like, I have this podcast studio. Anybody would be like, I remember somebody who wanted to do a collab. They were like, oh, what can there be in a podcast? It's just a set, right? I'm like, we are going all in.
And this person approached you?
Yeah, this person approached
So why
me.
did they approach you if it was just a podcast?
Exactly. Good
Yeah.
one.
I
Wow,
mean,
such a checkmate. Girl, are you watching it?
I just
Exactly.
don't get it.
Yeah.
People just think it's, it's just a podcast, and you just do this, and they think it's just easy, and we're
Yeah,
doing this for fun. We are having fun. We're not doing this for fun.
And they all think, okay, the podcast is probably one of the most least rewarding thing in way of money when it comes to returns. But the effort that we put in for this, be it our studio, be it our team, be it the way we represent ourselves, the topic that we talk, is not something that you just look it up and talk about it. We draw inspiration from how we have lived our truth, and we want more out of this. Why can't there be anybody who's giving awards for podcasts? Like, I want to know. There's only one. There is only one award that happens somewhere in Bombay. It's called the Podmasters. All the n number of awards that's actually there.
That's only different. See, it's not like maybe the award specifically.
The
for
Grammys
podcasts.
gave away awards for Amy Fuller's Good Hang. That's representation. That's recognition. So that's where I want to get, not at least the Grammys. That'd be amazing.
Not?
Why not, girl? Why not?
Yeah,
please?
you should just.
Definitely.
You know what the secret to life is? Being radically
Delusionally optimistic. Yeah. I mean, that it really requires some amount of delusion.
Optimism is a thing. And I think you need that kind of audacity to really get the most out of life. Truly, this is the most miraculous thing that can happen. This world, this life, you, me, all of us coexisting on this planet. So
for sure,
the most reasonable thing or the most logical thing is to be this crazy dreamer who wants the most out of life.
Audacious.
So,
yeah, 100%.
You're going to get that Grammys award.
Exactly. Yes. And then we'll get on and we'll thank all our team members. That's what we're talking about, right? Nobody wants to settle down, be it in a profession or be it in a relationship. Nobody should be settling down. I hate it when people walk up to me and say, think about how bad it could have been. You've gotten so far. Think about all the things that other people are going through. But I am not willing to think about others. This is not somebody else's story. This is my story.
And also, it's not fair. Yeah, it is your story. And also, it's not fair to come and try to make another person feel better. Like, for example, if I'm a stranger and I come up to you, it's not fair for me to tell you and try to make you feel better by comparing it with somebody else's journey.
But this has been the manuscript, right? For a long time. It's not just me or you. Generalized thing is, avangala paru, avangalukella evlo illa, namba evlo vechirkom. It's not about that. It's okay to want more and be more and do more, achieve more, impact more. Like, you know what I'm saying?
100%. And I feel like, everyone is blessed in different ways. And knowing that and operating from a place of, hey, okay, I am blessed in this manner, maybe others are not so blessed, and I do pray and I will do my bit and part to make sure they have a more blessed life. But that doesn't stop me from wanting a better life for myself. This, I think, is just awareness.
Yeah.
And everyone should operate from a place of awareness.
Yeah.
It's not called greed. It's not being greedy at all. When most of the times when you really just, dream big. One way to call it is just dreaming big. Another way is to say you're so greedy. Why can't you just be happy with what you have? And it can be anything, right? Like even a job. Because I recently read this, be content with whatever you have. Be happy where your feet are planted. Because now, yeah, you want this one certain thing. But then the second you get that thing, you are definitely going to want another thing. And then before you know it, you're just constantly chasing one thing or another. So when are you really taking the time to appreciate the life that you have? I read that, and at first I was like, oh yeah, so true. But then the next second I caught myself thinking, so what? Okay, I am appreciating where my feet are, and I am very grateful for the job I have and everything else I have. But I can always keep like another goal to achieve, right?
Exactly. So this is what we've been conditioned to think, don't you think so? Because இது வாங்குனதுக்கு அப்புறம் இதோட பெருசா வேணும், அது வாங்குனதுக்கு அப்புறம் அதோட பெருசா செய்யணும். What if I reached there, I stood there, I was present, I was grounded, I know what I have achieved. So I'm going to level up, I'm going to elevate myself, be it however materialistically or like, be it through intelligence or knowledge or anything for that matter. This is exactly what we are trying to break right now, is what I feel.
Yeah.
Like, that's the narrative that we are changing right now, or we should be changing right now. For instance, even when I started this podcast, when we spoke about it in Women's Day thing, and I remember somebody leaving a comment saying, so what, you need to have backup to start something like that? That's not what I was trying to tell.
Yeah, I actually replied. Did you see my reply?
No, I didn't see. Because I didn't see that. I saw that and that hurt, because what I was trying to tell was, even when I'm shooting this podcast, I hear people tell me, enna sottillaya, kaasillaya, panam illaya, why does she need to go do this? I always hear that. The kids are sorted, Dora is sorted, ethaniyo varshathukku you don't need to. But what about me? Where is my financial autonomy?
Yeah.
Where is my financial independence?
Yeah.
What if I want to spend? Where is my recognition? Right? Like for so long, I was the perfect wife, or like, everything was hunky-dory. I was living in my own beautiful world. We would go socialize and all of that. Oh yeah, Adara and Anusha, that's so great. They are like this. They have beautiful kids. Look at the way they're raising kids. But now I'm doing it for everybody else. But so where am I going to catch myself to do something for myself?
Yeah.
Where am I going to create an identity for myself where, when my kids turn around, when they grow up, this is literally like a journal, like a vlog that we both are doing, talking about not some frivolous things, although our topics were frivolous back when we wanted to start. Remember the topics?
Yeah.
It's crazy. We don't want to talk about it. Mandamadi. No, we don't want to talk about it. We can actually look at it and then talk about it in a reel or something like that. Let's not do that. But yeah. Now the things that we talk about are deep, and like the messages that we get after every episode, as how even if it connects with that one person,
right,
when that one person listens to it and like, oh my God, this is me. These people are this is hitting home. This feels better. Do you remember the one time somebody sent a very heavy message when we were traveling?
Yeah.
And I told Ray, take your time and reply to this, because this is a very serious message, right?
And I did reply, and now the person's okay. And
right? Stuff. These are things that matter to me. This is why I want more. I don't want to just, even when that person asks me, why should you have it's not about backup. It's really not about backup. It's about, yes, this is my life, but this is a life I'm creating for myself. This is what I want for myself.
Yeah, for sure.
Right? Because nobody can find fault with the way I run a home or be a mom for those two boys, or it could have gone whichever way. And I know I can say without a doubt, nobody could have handled it the way I did. And that's something, when you can back it up, it's not called bragging. So when you pull up like that, so how are you pulling up for yourself?
And I think just the reason of I did it because I want to, that's good enough. You don't owe anybody an explanation. If someone's like, oh, why do you have to do that? You have everything. And even for people who just comment on what you're doing or whatever it is, I feel like it really doesn't matter, because you're doing this because you decided to. Exactly. And you want to.
And it's about also creating that impact, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Because we are the kind of people who would stop, and when we make that time for someone, even if it is for 5 minutes, we make sure we've given them all our attention.
100%.
It's be it you or me. We've always spoken to someone like as though I know their kids, which class they go to, even if they're talking about something, we are people like that, right?
Yeah.
And if we are going to curate and create something from what we have lived, we would want it to hit home with everyone. Even if it's just, that's what you used to say. If you, by listening to us, if you feel 1% better by end of the day,
Yeah,
that's
still that's still the core,
exactly,
that's
of this
still the heart
podcast.
of this podcast, I feel.
Yeah, that is.
Yeah.
So all this conditioning, all these other ways that people ask, I think it all comes down to that level of thinking, like be grateful, be satisfied. Why are you not settled? You're settled, right? It's not that. It's complacency, and it's like you do not want to push boundaries and know what you're capable of, because our potential is just unlimited.
That is so true. I like how you said it's complacency, because I think more you just get confused between being content and being complacent, I feel.
Yes.
Yeah. So, but just now when you were talking about all of this, I was thinking, this is how we humans have been, whether people agree with it or not. I feel like this has been the evolution of man from monkey.
Yeah.
Right? Imagine if a monkey just said, hey, I'm alive, I'm a monkey, I'm in this world. Okay, great. But no, the monkey wanted to be better, right?
Even
and it
Punch
kept evolving.
better.
Punch found a partner.
I know. And broke up also.
I don't know that about. I don't know about the breakup.
Okay, yeah.
But I'm talking about the evolution of man, right? Mm-hmm. We are constantly evolving and becoming a better version of ourselves. And if we haven't been feeling this way, right, being grateful and still wanting more, and that being absolutely okay, I don't think you and I could be sitting on this couch wearing these clothes and just being the most civilized form of human beings, right?
Of course.
I think this has been a phenomenon that's been going on for a while now. But when was the last time, Manisha, you ever felt deeply grateful? Because every morning, I mean, this was a bit challenging for me, right? On few days when I have some bad days, right? It's very difficult for me to wake up in the morning and really just, okay, so the first thing I do is open out the curtain and look at the greenery and, set a mood and tone and everything goal for the day. But on bad days, on hard days, it's extra difficult to find gratitude. It's extra difficult to really sit down at your desk and think of 3 things that makes this life beautiful. But on those days, the first day I skipped it, and then I realized that by the end of the day, I felt much worse. My bad day hadn't gotten any better just because I skipped my gratitude journaling. Just the first day, I said, okay, this is something I'm not going to do. If I'm not able to really hear my inner voice on days when it feels cloudy, I'm going to wake up in the morning and just write 3 things, the bare minimum, that I'm really grateful for. And every once in a while, when I fall off the bandwagon, this is something that has really anchored me. Because the more you find, the more you're grateful for certain things, I feel like your day gets better. The way you see your life gets better. And if that is not what to say, if that small act of gratitude is not going to have a redirection in your day, then I don't know what will. If anything can change the way you feel, if anybody can change the way you feel, it's you. When was the last time you felt grateful
and felt guilty?
And you still wanted more? No. Do you feel guilty?
Never.
Yeah, I don't think anybody should feel guilty for things that they have or things that they're grateful about or for.
Yeah, I don't think I ever do feel guilty, because every time, even on days that I don't feel, I'm not ever guilty for feeling grateful, but then I always feel like when I wake up and I can't feel a sense of gratitude, when I think about how life just took a complete U-turn, took a 360 spin, car crash on the highway, and then I tell myself before I open my eyes, உடம்புல உயிர் இருக்கு, கை கால் நல்லா இருக்கு, பேச முடியும், இதுக்கு மேல என்ன வேணும்? Right, to be in a place where Dora is and how far he's come, when you share your life with a partner like that, you will actually be grateful for everything. I feel like every single thing, and still want more, because you just want the best out of your life, because this is not how your story is ending.
100%.
So
you should want more.
I can't say there hasn't been a day I have not been grateful, but there has been days I've been exhausted from not achieving what I want more out of this particular day. I've never ever been the kind of person who's woken up and felt, oh, I'm not grateful for where I am. Even when things were great 2 years ago, I think I was a happy, grateful person. Complacent, grateful person. I'm not going to lie. That's the kind of person I was. I was like, I'm so happy. Life is so perfect. This is enough. I never searched. I never pushed boundaries. I never had a podcast at that time.
Yeah.
I never went and created an opportunity or an experience for myself where it opened doors for me, where I got to speak in big places, got invited to powerful tables. I never created that opportunity for myself. I think I was complacent at that time. I think that wanting more also comes with different kind of like being pushed down and stamped on and like being told that no, you're not it. No, you don't fit. No, you cannot do it. The more people say no, you cannot do it, you're like, let me show you how it's done. Even with the way Doris Rehab has gone for me, I think nobody could have handled it better than me. Like, this is really starting to sound very narcissistic, but then that's the truth. Let's reel it in and let's talk about, have you ever felt like, would you ever settle down in being professionally unsatisfied? Like, if you were like, okay, you were in the movie industry, you enjoy movies. I cannot tell you how obnoxious it is when Rave and my husband and her boyfriend, all of them sit together and talk about movies. Like, I just want to choke myself and die because they're such industry people.
Yeah, you've literally threatened to get
out of the car. I have done it. I've literally opened the door and I'd be like, no.
Because we are movie lovers.
I love movies too, but you guys are like, oh, like I want to scratch my hair out, like I want to pull it out, kind of annoying people. But then, so you were in the movie industry and you loved going to work, or else you wouldn't have pulled up like that, right?
Yeah.
Like, and been the only girl in the team and all of that, working about like, I want to say 20 hours, but 18, 19 hours for sure. 18, 19 hours and like doing all of that. And you made a script too, but you never wanted to go back.
So I'm so glad that you brought this, because I think it's very usual for people to think wanting more just means like wanting bigger, better.
That's why I brought this. That's exactly why I brought this, because it's not bigger, better. It's a future,
it's
ambition.
Just wanting different.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
So you can have the best thing in the world and still say, hey, I'm very grateful for it.
Align with your future.
Yeah.
So,
but I'm going to choose this because that's the kind of luxury I'm looking for. So, of course, being in Atlee Sir's team, being his AD is like the dream for so many people. And when I was in office itself, like I've had so many people. No, you actually
had somebody else also compete for the same role and the same position, and you got after the interview. He had a set of interviews also, right?
He had a set of interviews, definitely. Yeah. It's very, very difficult to like assist any director, any big director, and it's very difficult to get into a team and be a part of a really big film also. So I am very grateful. I'd never for once say, hey, okay, I take that lightly, because it did not come lightly. I did not take that lightly at all. I'm very, very grateful for that opportunity, because that was very life altering for me. It was a journey of self-discovery for me more than anything else. But when I decided to say, okay, this is where I quit and probably like, choose a different path, which was me wanting to write my own script.
Yeah.
When I decided to do that, so many people thought that I was being really
ungrateful.
So many people were like, are you crazy? Like, you have this one opportunity that so many people would die for. They really, would give up anything in their lives to just be his AD or be in his team, and which I agree with 100%. I deeply loved my job. But then when I decided to say, okay, this is where I quit and probably like have a redirection, write my own script and everything, it's not because writing my own script just was bigger or better or more glamorous or luxurious or anything, compared to that job. There was no comparison at all. That was a life of hustle. This was a life of, okay, let me see if I'm capable of doing this by myself. Let me see if I can, write a movie script by myself. But more than anything else, I think it was after those, strenuous days and days and days of just hustling. I just wanted some calm, some peace. And I just wanted to, spend some time with my people, my family, and, just have a life of calm, quiet, and ease, I think. And that's what I was looking for. And I really just wanted that. But just because I wanted that, people mistook that to be, me being arrogant and frivolous about giving up that job. It wasn't the case at all. You wanting better can also mean that you just want different.
Different, yeah.
Different doesn't mean wrong.
Yeah,
sometimes
definitely.
Different is the better or the
Peace.
level up
Yeah,
that you're looking
100%.
for.
Yes,
And I
yes.
think that's what gets you excited about life.
Yeah.
You know, saying, hey, okay, this is the journey, but I want a different journey. And that excitement, I think that should be your driving force. And I was so happy, and never once have I regretted that decision in my life, because when I chose to do that, COVID also happened. And then,
Yeah.
you know, we all
Nice.
were just locked up at home, and we
Wow.
were literally going back in time. So that
Yeah.
was so nice for me. I feel like everything just aligned. And then I found myself, everything just aligned for me in the universe. You know, when I just said, okay, this is the direction I want, this kind of life, I had so many new job opportunities that came my way. In fact, even Madhu, I started writing for Madhu in COVID, and that's how, you know, I landed
Yeah.
into an agency life.
Yes.
You know?
Oh my God. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's when you started, your
Yeah.
entire career shift happened. Crazy.
That was the first time I started freelancing.
It's crazy
and
that she has
writing.
to be here on the day
Yeah,
that
it's
we're
so crazy
recording
that she's
this.
here.
Insane. Look at
Yeah.
how things aligned, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And right when I was looking at her only, I was thinking like how much she has also healed, and it got me into thinking personal growth, right? It also means like, yeah, okay, things are good. I am happy. It might all look great. But what if I want some deeper healing? And my
Yeah.
deeper healing is going to look like this for me, right? Like
Yeah.
it might not make sense to anybody else. Like, yeah, like anybody could have come and told me, I cannot talk for her journey, like, but she's obviously in a better place with her healing and everything. Like,
Yeah, she's in her best
place.
phase.
Yeah, right? Like her healing has also been a journey for her, and it was
Yeah.
not easy for her as well. And yeah, like even for us, like when our life went topsy-turvy and like all of that, we were people who got in touch with our emotions and wanted to heal, and we figured out who we
Yeah.
were in this phase, which is crazy because everything was around us was felt like a tornado or like a
Yeah.
twister or something completely unstable. But I think we found our grounding and healing at that time.
Yeah.
It was like, even when it was, be it the kids or me going to therapy, I was like, என்ன இதுல என்ன இருக்கு, even no, எல்லாம் கரெக்டா தானே போயிட்டு இருக்கு, நம்ம ஹாஸ்பிடல் போகும்போது, no, but I want deeper healing out of this. I know this is going to mess me up for good. This is not something normal that happens. People have it worse. It could have been worse. Things could have gotten worse, but it hasn't. But it is worse for us. This is not normal.
Yeah, for sure.
Right? So I want deeper healing out of this experience. I'm not willing to go with the flow, forget everything, and just concentrate on what's there in front of me, because life is not what's there in front of you. Life is an entire spectrum when it comes
Yeah,
to a
life is
person.
what-
So that's another thing, right? Like wanting more and the vision. We all write gratitude, but we also talk about creating this vision board.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? For ourselves.
Yeah, exactly.
And like I'm a person who creates a vision board every month. Starting this year, I've started doing it. Before this, I used to put it on just my Pinterest. But starting from this year, I actually print out whatever I need and then make a little. Even you have friends who have manifested a life into reality through vision board.
Yeah.
Like a couple of sisters who did it for themselves. But think about it. One side you're taught to write gratitude, be it your teachers or anybody have this vision. Vision board is ambition.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's like years on end of contemplation without any clarity, and like, generational stuff that's been passed off without being mindful.
Yeah.
But in today's world,
Yeah.
it is like, but where do you think that conditioning came from, Ray?
I have no idea. For
Like,
one,
really,
just talking
like,
for
think
myself,
about
I
it.
have never really like given into this conditioning, or I have never really, let that affect me. But I do know that there are people.
But you have
really...
been told that, we have been told that 100
Yeah, but I
times.
honestly don't care. Because I honestly don't. Because see, the gratitude journal coexists with the vision
No,
board.
but
Like
that
my
honestly
journal,
don't care came out a little too organically.
yeah. Because in introspection, I really don't. I mean, you can be really nice, you can be good, you can be kind, and still say, I don't care. I mean, I want
Yeah.
to say something else, but I can't in front of the camera.
You still can,
But you
but
can.
you can be.
I mean, you can be kind and still say, but,
Wow, that took everything out of your body.
Yeah.
Like to say that in front of camera. But yeah.
genuinely, because if you're kind, it doesn't mean that you can get taken for a ride, right? Not by anyone, even by the society, I feel. And yeah, of course, we all as humans, we all as a society, we have had a certain way of life. We have had a certain way of living. But is that the only way? It's not. My journal, for example, has a gratitude journal side, and then there's a vision board in the beginning of every month. I fill out both. If I did just one and not the other, then I'm not being loyal to myself.
Yeah.
So that on a journal is fine because it's aesthetic purpose and everything and all. But then in life, when you say, hey, yeah, this is my life, but this is where I want to be, that ambition can sometimes be mistaken for cockiness, or that ambition can be mistaken for greed.
Rebellion.
That ambition can be mistaken for ungrateful and
Yeah.
all of that. But why is that so? No. But, I feel like all of that is just the opinion of society or people who probably want to be you, but they are scared of being you because they probably cannot be you. They are restricting themselves.
Yeah.
So that kind
That
of
makes a
conditioning,
lot of sense.
yeah, that kind of conditioning, I feel, comes from people who are just afraid to be their authentic self. So,
Yeah.
I read this very recently. I don't even remember what. That one thing that people hate in you is the one thing they're scared of being themselves.
Yeah. And also the one thing they judge
Yeah.
about you is how they think.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
hate is actually love gift wrapped differently.
Ew, so toxic.
Yeah, when they say, oh, I hate that, someone really does not like something about you. And if they really matter, they'd come and have a conversation about it with you.
Yeah,
But
they
these
would,
people
yeah.
who just, sit outside and say, yeah, I hate that, they're the ones first who don't matter. Second of all, their opinions don't matter. Third of all, what they hate is just something they don't understand.
Yeah, that is very true. There's something that they're scared of, something they don't understand,
Yeah.
comes also down to like hate. But also, I feel hate is too strong a term, more like do not approve. Like,
yeah,
that's the
that's
word.
correct.
I
Yeah,
think
yeah,
do not approve is,
Yeah.
Everybody is just flawed. Everybody wants better for themselves. Nobody today, I don't think anybody can, unless and until you're a sannyasi or like somebody who's given up all kinds of things in
But see,
life.
one thing, nobody is perfect. First of all, I don't understand what perfect is.
Yeah. I don't
But
think
to
anyone
earn
is.
is human.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Yeah, go
So
on.
this whole concept of telling somebody you cannot want more, you cannot. I mean, are we really put on this earth to settle down?
Or limit ourselves.
We are not.
No.
We're definitely not put on this earth to limit ourselves or settle down or play by the rule book or anything like that. It is okay to be grateful and to still want more and have a vision board. And I think this life, we're not meant to just live it. We're meant to expand and push and
live
expansively. Exactly. Because
Yeah.
there is no more glass ceiling.
Yeah.
We're literally in a whole studio set recording a podcast and there's just one man here.
On a phone, yeah.
There's a room full of women running the show. Would you
Yeah.
have ever thought about
We're searching
this?
for the best song for your next story.
Thanks, Prithvi. Yeah, post. Okay, all right. So my next post is like, but yeah, like, we have actually wanted more. We did just not just settle down, right? Like
Yeah.
being grateful, that doesn't mean you need to be complacent or settle down about
Even for
it.
this, for example, this studio, right?
Yeah.
It was on our vision. We were so grateful that we started our podcast
Yes.
last year.
It was on our vision board,
It
guys.
was on our vision board, and this was one of the things that we both wanted to do.
By end of
Have a
20,
separate-
yeah.
because we were shooting in our mom's home.
Oh, yeah,
And
yeah.
we don't, you know
By
what?
2026, we
Yeah.
wanted to have our own studio space. But in my mind, I was thinking by end of 2026.
Yeah.
But although I do have loans and I'm paying them, we feel like an adult doing
Yeah,
it.
that's okay. I
Yeah,
feel
that's
like,
okay. I think that's when you become an adult.
Yeah, just because you have
Yeah.
loans doesn't mean you can still live. You can't live this
No,
good
I
life.
think that's a flex, right? Like when people leave comments like, oh, do you need backup to do something like this? Girl, no backup.
No, then I
Self-made.
told her, I said, this is not about having a backup or not. It's just about you wanting to do something for yourself. That means you're living.
Yeah, that's
So,
yeah. Wow. Okay,
Yeah.
I'd have been scared of you.
I'm not an algae, to just be like,
I
okay,
know,
I'll
I
just
know.
be- I'm a
Right?
human.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah. So, yeah, then again, coming back to what we were talking about,
Yeah.
we were so grateful that we started this podcast last year, but that didn't stop us from wanting our own separate studio space. We never thought of how is it going to happen. I did think of where I wanted this nice, cute little small
I
individual
never
house
thought of
sorts
it. I
with
never
lots of garden around,
Oh,
so
yeah,
that tea time and
yeah.
all we can sit outside, have coffee,
And now we all have
and all of
lunch,
that.
jolly.
I have a feeling we'll still have that like someday, like just for fun maybe.
பாவம்
Okay, the
அஸ்வினி.
cut பண்ணிடலாம். Now they'll definitely say, yeah, greedy.
ஆமாமா இல்ல இல்ல சொல்ல மாட்டாங்க சொன்னா என்ன இப்போ greedy that's greedy for you, but this is like we are expanding, we are
I
living
want to come
expansively,
outdoors,
like we're setting standards for ourselves, our team, and where we are heading together as a
Yeah.
team.
So I never really thought of, okay, how are we going to get the studio? Where is the studio going to be? When is it going to happen? None of that. I just said, okay, next year we should have our own space. We shouldn't just be shooting out of mommy's house. And then push came to shove, and life pushed us into this corner, literally cornered us, and we had to
cornered.
So yeah, truly. And then
this
that
happened,
kind of,
opened up a different kind of door.
And we have this beautiful space, which is home, which is our studio, which feels amazing.
And
this
we come
is
for
us
work
wanting
over
more.
here.
This is us having wanted more. And I'm still sitting on this couch and saying, I still want that garden around where I can have my
I want to get that
tea.
Podmasters Award. That's what I want. I want to make an impact. I want to have more experiences. I want to have more opportunity for me, my team, my co-host, and for my kids to look back and say, hey, mom did so phenomenally great along with her aunt.
Yeah, so I feel like everyone's doing this with a purpose. And nobody's, although people might think that this is for fun, this is not for fun. This is truly to like create a ripple effect of impacting people in ways big and small. While this might not
while still staying grounded.
Every episode I feel like we get new listeners. Every episode
as long as it like resonates, even this topic, as long as it resonates with one person. Like even if one person sitting somewhere, sitting in their car, sitting on a train, sitting, trying to go to bed in the night, listening to it, if it resonated with them, like if they had a thought, oh, and am I being ungrateful by wanting more? Am I settling down? Let me settle down. Don't settle down. Want more. You can be grateful. You can want more. Wanting more and still being grateful. There's nothing wrong with it. If we resonated with even one of you, I think that's a great win for us. Today, we've been styled by ARTRA styling by Pavitra, and she has gone in for this brand called It's FiveThirty Somewhere by Mahima, and they do comfortable silk linen clothes outfits we're really comfortable in.
These outfits are honestly super comfortable and breathable in nature. And it's so easy for me to just stay in them.
I really love how Pavitra from ARTRA actually went for a full linen look this time. Which feels very summery and nice. So So 5:30 Somewhere by Mahima. And our jewelry partners today are
our earrings are from Sri Vasavi's The Amethyst store. They have silver fine jewelry, and they have a variety of jewelry. Probably you're just seeing these traditional jewelry that they are so good at, but they also have some modern, chic, everyday elements like these that we both are wearing.
I love it actually. I didn't expect it.
I'm such a hook girl, so I totally be like wearing this all day long, all day, every day. So these are our outfit details from today. And if you like any of these, please be sure to shop them on either 5:30 Somewhere
or call our stylist. If you like this episode,
please like, share and subscribe. Comment and tell us which part of this episode you really liked. Tell us probably one thing you're really grateful for, and tell us one thing that you really want to make happen in your life.
This was Two Peas in a Pod on being grateful and still wanting more.